right behind me is our built Polaris RZR Turbo R, and in this video, we're gonna take it out on the trails and have a little bit of fun. As you can tell, it is nighttime, but we are in Sedona, Arizona, on the west side, kind of in between Sedona and Cottonwood. And we thought, hell, it might be a fun time to go take out our Polaris Turbo and go have a little bit of a night ride for this trail tested video. So now that we've done all the upgrades on this thing, tires, wheels, suspension, wrap, doors, everything, you name it, we wanted to show everything off. So in this video, that's what you can expect. I'm Taylor, and welcome to Trail Test. Dude, this is awesome. So obviously I got Art in the car with me. He's got his little blanket on because he forgot a jacket and it's cold outside. Oh yeah. But this is just a freaking blast so far. Obviously all the lights help for a night ride like this, so we're having a hoot, but this car handles so well. This is a great trail because we're out here on Greasy Spoon is the name of it, and it's a good mix of fast, higher, quicker stuff with a lot of good rock crawling opportunities in the middle of it. So to be on a car on 35s, this can kind of be the best of both worlds. So it's really cool because it just handles everything. Then when you throw in the dynamics, the adjustable live valve shocks, whatever they call it, we can go from rock crawling mode to Baja mode to comfort mode. And like, I don't know, this is like the most freaking dialed that it could be. So I'm having a hoot. It's a fun time so far. All right, so one of the things that we wanted to do for everybody is walk through all of the upgrades that we've done on our Polaris RZR. So I think let's take a little minute to walk around the vehicle and show everything off. So we're going to start with the exterior, obviously starting right up in the front of the vehicle. We have 35-inch BFG tires on this thing, so that's a pretty big tire for a UTV. A few years ago, that was pretty much unthinkable, but now the 35s fit perfectly on this thing. We have the BFG KM3 is the UTV version, so it's a tall tire, but it's still fairly skinny, so it doesn't rob too much power. Those are wrapped around a set of KMC Beadlocks. These are the grenades. This is actually one of the very first sets of wheels with the 5 lugs that anybody made out there. This is a pre-production set that KMC hooked us up with quite a while ago. So awesome. It looks awesome. It's a machine finish with the black beadlock ring. It just looks beautiful. Also in the front, we didn't really touch too much on the suspension side of things, but we did completely disassemble the shocks front and rear. We took the coils out because if you remember back from the first video, they were a nice lime green, which doesn't match anything KC. So we took those, we powder coated those a gloss black. It looks beautiful. The only other thing up front, we have an SDR bumper on it. It looks awesome, and we have a Warn winch for it, but we probably haven't installed it yet, so we don't have any footage of that. So that is sitting at the office. We just got to get it in there. So as we move our way back towards the back of the vehicle, we have SDR doors on this thing. This is a full door. It's not just a skin. It really adds a mean look to this car. Also, it really gives us a nice flat surface to wrap, which is really cool. Then on the inside of those doors, we have SDR door bags just to hold all of our crap. We got koozies in there, we got stickers in there. Obviously, if we're in here wheeling, we have our phone, keys, all that stuff in there. But if you come across us in this thing on a UTV trail or in Glamis or wherever, ask us. We got koozies, we got stickers, all kinds of good stuff for you. As we move our way back, one of the next big upgrades that we did that really widened out the overall look for this vehicle is DRT wide body fenders, front and rear. So DRT Motorsports, huge partner with us for this build. It really adds a cool look to the vehicle. It just makes it look that aggressive stance that you really want the Turbo R to have. So Once again, in the rear, powder-coated custom springs. 518 Designs did the whole wrap for us. We work very closely hand in hand with them to come up with the design of it, and then they crush all those real little fine-tuned details. So the reservoirs for the Fox shocks, they did custom reservoir covers, stickers for us, so that looks awesome. Underneath the vehicle, we did end up going with a shock therapy toe link bar on both sides, so that was one of the minor suspension upgrades that we did. Otherwise, we didn't do any valving, we didn't do any different spring rates, that's all from the factory. So as we go ahead and move to the back, one of the things that's going to stand out the most is the big 5150 whips. So these are the bougie ones, these are the RGB and the Bluetooth, so these have all the different modes. Right now we have it in the USA flag mode, that's kind of our favorite here. Only other thing to show off in the back before we dive in is the trunk. The trunk is kind of my personal favorite on this thing. Tons of cool stuff, but the trunk is really rad. So this is a DRT Motorsports trunk, and it obviously keeps all of your gear nice and protected and mostly out of the dust. It's not completely weatherproof, but keeps it out of the dust and the rain and all that kind of stuff. So it's a really cool upgrade to see. Obviously, we got a little bottoms up sticker in there thanks to 518 Designs doing that for us. So with that, let's go ahead and take a look at all of the interior upgrades that we've done on this thing and all the electrical stuff that we've done to it. Okay, so let's take a look at everything that we got going on the inside. First things first, I want to give a huge shout out to Solid Helmets. They hooked us up last minute for this UTV ride. We've got a bunch of different random helmets, some moto helmets, we got some Bell helmets, all that kind of stuff. And I gave Solid Helmets a call saying, hey, we got a video, we're gonna go shoot and trail test it, and they overnighted us a bunch of helmets for this video. So huge shout out to them. One of the really cool parts about this, our whole car is decked out with the rugged radio system. So we have the M1 radio in here and the 696 intercom system. So we can have nice little conversations as we're riding in these things because we've got the helmet kits with everything in it. So it's really fun just to be able to talk to all your friends and everybody in the car with you. So that's honestly one of my favorite parts of the whole vehicle. Then of course, along with that, we have the rugged radio's pumper system. So what that does, if you don't know what that does, it connects a hose to your helmet and it flushes fresh air over your head at all times. So that's really good for two reasons. Number one, if you get hot, now you got nice, fresh, cool air through there. Number two, it helps keep any of the fog down. If you're like me, I'm a heavy breather and I fog up the inside of my lenses all the time, no matter how much anti-fog coating is on them. So that's really cool. A couple other things on the interior, PRP seats. We did complete custom vinyl and tweed mixes on our PRP seats here. This is like one of those completely over-the-top things that make this car just completely stand out from the rest of the pack. So absolutely love the PRP's front and rear. We also have a DRT Motorsports shift knob. It's a billet aluminum kit, which is just absolutely awesome on it. Then I think that's pretty much the bulk of the inside stuff. So shifting over to kind of the electrical side of things, we have a bunch of switches from XTC Power Sports. We decided to keep a lot of the factory blanks because on this Turbo R, there are a lot of blanks in there, so we just wanted to take advantage of that. We also have a Phoenix Industries controller controlling our chase bar on this vehicle. And then I think with that, let's get into some of the lights. So the lights on the inside of the car, we have our Cyclones lighting up the whole thing. We have two of them. They're both mounted in the center of the factory roll cage, one on each side, the driver and the passenger side. It provides a ton of good illumination both for the front and for the rear. And with that, that's pretty much the bulk of all of the interior upgrades on the car. I think we'll just do a quick little wrap around to finish this thing up on the lighting system that we have on our Turbo R, and we'll kind of wrap it up after that. Okay, so to finish it out, obviously it's a KC car, so there's a bunch of KC lights on it. We'll kind of start from the top and work our way down to it. Overhead, we have our Pro 6 kit. This is a 6-light Pro 6 kit with this very vehicle-specific mounting brackets for the Turbo R and the Pro XP factory cage on these vehicles, whether it's a 2 or 4-seater. So that's a brand new kit that we just launched. It's a really awesome setup for overhead, which is long distance lighting. So when you're ripping really fast at 30, 40, 50, 60 miles an hour, that's the kit for you. Then as we kind of move down, we have for our A-pillar or our ditch lights, we have our Flex Arrow 1s. We have these kicked out quite a bit to the side, and those provide a lot of really nice periphery lighting. So when you go to turn into a corner, you can already see what is in that corner before you make that turn. Moving a little bit even lower down, on the front SDR bumper, we have 2 of our Pro 6 lights with the amber covers on them. This is a driving beam pattern, so it is kind of a good mix of long distance lighting and width to it as well. So I like to run these as the ambers because this is a good marker light that we can run day or night. And if somebody is in front of us, they can easily look in their mirrors and they can see those amber lights turned on during the daytime. So that's why I like to run the amber covers on that. Throughout the whole car, wheel wells and underneath everything, we have cyclones. We have the amber cyclones. It's just a really cool look on this. It obviously provides a lot of great kind of area and illumination. So we use it for that a lot, but we also use it for rock crawling. So Nick Eisenhower and Dare and everybody took this thing out to Sand Hollow, and they had a really good time running with those. And they did a night run, obviously, with the rock lights. That was a huge help for them. Then the only other thing is in the back, we have our chase light. That is a really good safety marker light. So anybody following behind you, day or night, dust or no dust, they can see exactly where you are at all times throughout the day. All right, so with that, that's pretty much the whole trail tested series for the Polaris RZR Turbo R. Real quick, I just want to give a huge thank you to all of our build partners for this thing. BF Goodrich, KMC, SDR, DRT, solid helmets, rugged radios, PRP, we got Savage UTV, there's just 5150, 518 designs. There's a huge list of partners for this car, and honestly, we couldn't have done it without their support. I want to give another big shout out to Rick DeWeese, aka Doonhor, and UTV Source. We built the whole car at his house, and so that helps us a ton, having somebody that's super knowledgeable help us build this whole thing. So with that, we hope that you enjoyed this video as much as we enjoyed taking this thing out for a night run for this video. So if you liked it, please give us a big thumbs up. And yeah, thanks for tuning in. And remember to adventure further.